No license plate, no headlights, and in one case, no seat belts. Tonight, 2 investigates uncover safety concerns involving a company responsible for driving the sick and poor to doctor's appointments. It's a service you're paying for. In fact, the state of California recently ordered MedExpress Transportation of Hayward to give back more than $1 million in taxpayer money.
Eric Rasmussen here now with the results of a month-long KTVU investigation that found even more problems.
It did, Frank. We first heard about the CHP pulling over a MedExpress van last month. The driver had no license and no insurance. 2 investigates soon discovered that was not an isolated incident. MedExpress offers a ride to the doctor for some people who may have nowhere else to turn. But over several weeks, 2 investigates watched vans with body damage, driving on spare tires, broken mirrors, and missing headlights. According to the CHP, a MedExpress van stopped in April had no seat belts. This van pulled out of a dialysis clinic with no license plate. Out of the 6 other MedExpress vans recorded by 2 investigates, 5 came back with expired registration at the DMV.
I think he was doing probably about 25 miles an hour when he hit me. I don't think he put on his brakes at all.
He doesn't want to show his face, but this man says he was hit from behind at a stoplight last October. The other driver at the wheel of a MedExpress minivan.
He said exactly that he wasn't sure if he fell asleep or if he passed out.
A dialysis patient in the back wasn't hurt, but the owner of this car says the crash exposed more than the fender on his '71 Camaro.
I found out that they had no insurance coverage whatsoever for the van, for the driver, or for the company.
6 months later, we spotted a van with the same plate as the one that hit the Camaro. Its owner told us the driver was a match too. We caught up with him, dropping off a customer in San Pablo. Pardon me, sir.
Just a minute, just a moment.
Eric with KTVU.
Yes.
Can we talk to you about your van for a minute?
That's not my van.
He told us it belonged to the company. The damage, he said, he was the one who was hit. Do you feel safe driving this van around?
Yeah, as long as they keep the maintenance up on it.
Yeah, well, let's take a look. These tires don't look like they're doing great. Do you feel safe driving patients around in this thing?
Those are new tires. Yeah.
Those are new tires? Oh, come on. We backed off to let him help a patient. Later, another MedExpress driver wasn't so willing to talk. We're just coming up to ask you about the van, ma'am.
Look, get away from me.
I think we're entitled to ask about that.
No, you're not entitled to talk to me. Nobody gave you that authority. Get away from me and stay away.
She referred us to MedExpress owner Nathan Raba. Licensed in California to provide non-emergency transportation to patients on government assistance, Raba and MedExpress bill many of these trips to taxpayers. According to the state, Raba's company has billed Medi-Cal for more than $3 million since 2010. A judge recently ordered MedExpress to pay back $1.7 million when it couldn't produce records of some services and even billed for transporting a few patients after their date of death. Raba and his attorneys didn't dispute the findings, but tell KTVU the mistakes were only clerical errors.
It's never a small thing when records don't reflect what is billed to Medi-Cal. These are taxpayer dollars. We take it very seriously, and we work to make sure that these dollars are spent the way they're intended.
It's not safe.
Leslie Dunbar says he used to drive for MedExpress. He and another former driver say they witnessed vans with mechanical problems and missing proof of insurance.
They need to be shut down. The state needs to shut them down because it's unsafe in these vehicles. Very unsafe.
Raba insists all of his vans are properly registered and insured. He blamed not knowing the rules for his latest problems with the state. But 2 investigates found it's not the first time Nathan Raba's been in trouble. Daly City Police arrested him last summer for driving on a suspended license and having a concealed weapon in his pickup truck. Raba denies he was even driving at the time.
It was a nightmare. It was really a nightmare.
Janice Kendrick says a corner store once owned by Raba in Oakland was a magnet for drugs and crime before the city finally shut him down in 2006.
I offered Nathan $10,000 to move to another location. And he was like, oh no, I'm doing good here.
Raba finally agreed to a recorded phone interview with 2 Investigates, but then he couldn't be reached for that interview despite our numerous attempts.
Excuse me.
Records for another Medi-Cal provider under the Raba name led 2 Investigates to this yard in Oakland, where we found someone working on more MedExpress vans.
I have to go.
You have to go? Can you talk to me about these vans? Are these the vans you're putting out on the street for MedExpress?
I don't know. You have to ask him.
Now, even though we saw at least 7 MedExpress vans on the road, the state confirmed Nathan Raba is only licensed to have 1 van, and he's supposed to be the only driver. The Alameda County District Attorney recently opened an insurance fraud investigation in the case of that Camaro owner who was hit.
So why doesn't the state just shut down this van company?
Well, Julie, as we know, the state has already ordered MedExpress to pay back money for the undocumented trips that it didn't have all the information for. However, the Department of Healthcare Services does have the power to suspend the company's permit. Of course, we've now shared what we found with the state office. The state, though, won't confirm or deny whether it's doing further investigation.
All right, Eric Rasmussen, thanks very much, Eric.
Interesting to see what's going to happen down the line. Thanks, Eric. And if you have a tip for 2 Investigates, we'd sure like to hear from you. Email 2investigates@ktvu.com, or you can call 510-874-0222.